All right, problem number 2, our equation is y equals -1 plus cosine of 2x minus pi over 2. Even though this is a cosine equation and not a sine equation, it's going to have the same form as our sine equation, just with the cosine here. So we'll look for the amplitude, b value, horizontal shift, and vertical shift in the same places. And to make this a little bit easier, I do want to rewrite this equation so that this k value, -1, is at the end, right? That -1 that's being added at front shouldn't be confused with the amplitude. It's being added to cosine, not being multiplied. And then another thing that I'd like to rewrite is I'd like for the 2 in front of the 2x to be factored out. So I'm factoring a 2 out of 2x, that's x. Factoring a 2 out of pi over 2 is pi over 4. Why did I just take the 2 out and put it in front of the parentheses? Because that's our general form. Okay. In order to find the correct horizontal shift and the correct b value, make sure that that value is outside of the parentheses x minus h. Okay, let's find our parameters. There is no number here in front of cosine, so we can assume that our a value is just 1. 1 times anything is just itself. B here is 2. What does that mean for my graph? If I use period equals 2 pi over b, my b value is 2. 2 over 2, that cancels out. So my period is just pi. The length of one cycle is going to be pi. Okay, my horizontal shift is pi over 4. And my vertical shift is -1. Okay, let's scale the x-axis in increments of pi over 4 because I'm going to be shifting to the right pi over 4 radians. So pi over 4, 2 pi over 4, 3 pi over 4, 4 pi over 4. And notice that some of these fractions do simplify. 2 pi over 4 reduces to pi over 2. 4 pi over 4, those 4's cancel out. That reduces to just pi. Here are some more values. I'm simplifying 6 pi over 4 to be 3 pi over 2. And then I'm simplifying 8 pi over 4 to just be 2 pi. All right, on my y-axis, my amplitude is 1. So we might be tempted here to scale from -1 to +1 on the y-axis for that reason, but notice that we do have a vertical shift of -1. So we are going to be scaling down to at least -2 because, again, of that midline. And let's start with the midline. This is going to be through -1, again, because of that k value. And then we are shifting to the right pi over 4 units. So instead of starting our cycle on the y-axis, we are going to be shifting over pi over 4 units. And then my period is pi radians. So you can see this little curly bracket shows a length from 0 to 2 pi. I'm just shifting this to the right pi over 4 units because of that horizontal shift. So what this is showing you is that our cycle is going to start at pi over 4 and end at 5 pi over 4. Okay, and I'm just about ready to draw. A quick reminder. One cycle of the sine wave, starting at the y-axis, looks like this. Cosine looks like that. So that's going to be the shape of our cycle. We'll go ahead and start it right here. Oh, I could have drawn that better. Let's try again. There we go. Notice again that that length of one cycle is pi. The amplitude here is 1. I've shifted this to the right, pi over 4 radians, and notice that that midline is through -1. I'm going to draw arrows at the ends here. This is going to continue to cycle up and down. And there is my graph for number 2.